Well, welcome everyone back to the White Sands Self-Care Community Group. I am your host, Laura Cross, and I am happy and excited to have with me. And I'm going to try not to slaughter this like I did like I did before.
Three times today it's already happened, so please
Okay,
don't worry.
so Dr. Tom Ingegno.
Ingegno, yes,
Okay, woo, all right, because I already messed that up on you once. I was trying not to
it's
do it
all
again.
right.
Anyway, he is a clinician, a speaker, best-selling author, and he's the owner of Charm City Health Integrative in Baltimore, Maryland. And so, Tom, you know, I think what you do is amazing because there's so many, we talk about Western medicine or Eastern medicine, but a lot of what you do is the East Asian medicine. So you've
Mhm.
been a clinician for many years and you've even taught at universities for East Asian medicine,
Yeah.
correct? And if I'm not mistaken, I think someone referred to your clinic as the future of medicine.
Yeah. So there is a futurist who ended up in my clinic, and he makes his living telling big Fortune 500 companies where he thinks trends are going. He came into my clinic and he walked out, and after we ran him through a bunch of service, he goes, "This is the future of medicine here." And I said, I'm gonna put that on everything." And he goes, "Go ahead."
So,
So
yes, can I have your permission? I'm going to steal that.
yeah, I was like, you said it. We were all here.
Yep. Yep. So how did you get started in East Asian medicine? Because a lot of people don't, go that route. I mean,
Yeah, and I'll give you the kind of overview. I was set up to go pre-med. I was in grad school as a pre-med practitioner, and that junior year, I got a postcard in the mail from an acupuncture school during the Christmas break, and it was for an open house. I signed up to go to the open house, and I came home with the paperwork for school. And by the next semester, so my junior year, I was doing grad level courses alongside of my second semester junior year courses, and then kind of skipped my senior year and never looked back.
wow. And I find that amazing because I think we're both around the Gen Xer time frame,
Yeah.
and I just didn't even know that stuff even existed until so many years later.
Well, you know what? I think that's why I thought I had to go to Western medicine, right? If I wanted to do something like this, I have to be a doctor, right?
Right.
And that now there's a doctorate. I have the doctorate in acupuncture and Chinese medicine, but it didn't exist when I first started. And it wasn't that people weren't doing it. It's just like the school was set up. I was a lot younger. The school was set up as a career change. So it was great because I had like 15 moms in the class, and I was in my 20s, and it was like
Yeah.
everyone just was like, "Were you out last night? Did you study? You look hungry. Do you need me to buy you lunch?" Yeah,
Gotta love all those
it,
assumptions they
it
make.
was, but like I had a mom from every culture too. It was amazing. I loved every single one of them.
That seems cool. You can never have too much of that.
No, somebody's always looking out for you. I'll take it any day of the week.
Yeah. So, and I know you do a lot with clients, and I know you can do stuff online. But as far as your clinic, it's the
Yeah,
Charm City Integrative Health. You have so many different
yeah.
modalities. Do you want to share with people a little bit about the kind of different modalities you
Yeah.
offer?
So it's going to sound like just a hot mess of like modern and old stuff, but really, when we look at what acupuncture does, which is regulate the autonomic nervous system, that's fight or flight, rest and digest, reduce inflammation, improve circulation, right? And through that, all these other things happen, immune system function. When we look at a lot of the modern services we have, a cold plunge, whole body cryotherapy, exercise with oxygen therapy, red light therapy, salt therapy. So that's the one we breathe in, not a sensory deprivation chamber, although I'd love to have those too. Infrared sauna. Yeah, and those all reduce inflammation, increase circulation, give you cellular energy, give you more oxygen, open up your airways. So they sound in my head just like East Asian medicine, right? We want to do something to the whole body to push you back towards balance. Push is an aggressive word. Let's say kind of like gently guide you back towards balance. And it's a therapy, right? So these are not one and dones, and because of that we offer like a gym membership. We want people to come in regularly. We want them to check in with us and let us know what their progress is, and if anything new is up, and we can kind of go, all right, today maybe you want to do this instead of that, or hey, next time you come in, let's try this. And really, help empower the people to take control of their health. And yeah, I think we've been really successful. My staff is just just full of amazing human beings, and they really get the mission. And I think Baltimore, that we call it Smaltimore here because you can't say anything bad about anybody because it'll come back to you. But we really have like a community vibe, and people come in and oh my God, I didn't know you came here. Oh, Cal, I've been coming here for years, so I love that about it, right? Because I think on top of providing the physical services, that community is something I think we really need to kind of tap back into for our own societal health, certainly.
Oh yeah, communities can make a big difference. And I love
Yeah.
that you have that membership, because how many times, even when we were younger, did
Mhm.
we sign up maybe to like go to the gym and, oh, we got to do this, and
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And we just keep going. And next thing we know, we put ourselves in so much pain or we hurt that we quit.
Yeah.
At least you are there to help guide people to say, okay, you might want to back off on this.
Mhm.
This would be better, to help them recover so that they don't give up.
Yeah, and like I said, the whole staff is really just great at that, right? They're going to listen, right? Oh,
Yeah.
I know you have this event coming up. Maybe we should do this, right? Especially for our ones that go out and they're going to run a marathon or do athletic training or something. And yeah, let's help you through all this. Let's be there for your lifestyle.
Yeah. And I think it's amazing. And I know we haven't mentioned it yet, but it's another modality that you went
Mhm.
through, because you actually wrote a book about
Yeah,
cupping.
yeah. Yeah, cupping therapy is as I've been doing this longer and longer, it really uh, like the things that are most interesting to me are what can we give back to people to do in their households.
Mhm.
And cupping therapy started as that, right? And it went through this phase where it became really associated with acupuncture. And we talk about that in the book, but I want to turn this back over to people so they can use it at home, on their friends, their family, their kids, and do it in a real safe way where we don't even need fire anymore. We don't need glass cups. And we cover the new tools that are available and at a relatively cheap price online. So, if I said, hey, look, there's an initial investment in the book and some cups, but after that, you own that skill and you can treat people and you can teach them too, and really help make a difference in people's lives before they need to go out and go to the practitioner to get the actual treatment. There's a lot you can do at home, and I'm starting to find some joy the traditional practices that all have some actual clinical effect, that it's like now it's not just this snake oil,
Yeah.
and that's exciting to me.
People call it snake oil, people call it woo woo. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't care what you call it. This stuff's been around for like thousands of
Yeah.
years. We just got really far away from it. But and I love that. And just so everyone knows, we do have an episode coming up for you on Mindful
Hmm.
Mondays with Laura Cross, and it's called Discover the Power of Cupping at Home. And it's going to be at 1 p.m. Central Time. So we go into a lot more detail there, and the different ways of cupping, which even I learned there's different ways of cupping, because
Hmm.
you mentioned the glass and the fire. And I
Yeah.
think we talked a little bit about it when we were off air, but I know of people, I used to know the glasses that you heated up and then you put it on. And so it's
Yeah.
actually flame. And if you don't do it right, you can kind of burn your skin.
Yeah, yeah, and like I said, let's not burn anybody's house down. Let's be safe, and make sure you have a good experience, and you're covering yourself as well as not hurting anyone.
Yeah. So Tom, you work with people in the clinic. So do you work with people online as well?
I
Or
do. Really, I'm trying to lecture more, right? So I love these podcasts because you get to showcase some of your personality too. It's not just answers to like questions, and so we're not sitting here and oh God, here's the medical stuff. It's an interaction. So I do lecture quite a bit. I'd like to lecture even more. I work with some people in how to set up, so I consult if people want to put in services like red light therapy, salt therapy in their own house, how they can do that. And I want to work with more other clinics, right? I don't want my thing to be a unique thing in this country. And I see a lot of, brands trying to do it, but I
right.
feel they're missing that connection to the community. And if people that are practitioners in their towns want to call me and set up some kind of consultation, I would love that too.
Yeah, I may even need to connect you unless you're already aware of them. But there's a huge company, I believe they're based out of Minnesota, that does the infrared saunas. They
Hmm.
do hydration pods. They do
Yeah.
they do a lot of different things. And a lot of times it needs to be clinics, because sometimes it's just really far out of reach for people as far as money wise,
Yeah.
because they can be an investment. But
Yeah, the equipment, it definitely is. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does cost something, and you want as many people using it as possible, but you have to keep your doors open.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, so and, I mean, it's an investment in yourself. It's an investment in your health.
Absolutely.
So yeah. So we're definitely going to go into more detail about that. You mentioned podcasts. So we have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
tell everybody because I know you've got one. You got your
Yeah,
own
yeah.
too.
So a good friend of mine, Matt Hampton, and I do a podcast called The Reverent Health. It started like most people when they started their podcast during COVID, and we were sitting around having conversations about healthcare and some of the wackier out there stuff. And Matt is coming from a background in graphic design and internet website stuff.
Mhm.
So we end up talking about the convergence of AI in healthcare and psychedelics, and we get really out there. I mean, just today we interviewed somebody, and I went, okay, this is the weirdest one we've done. Yeah, and I was like, all right, Matt's like, you didn't say much, and I go, I was kind of shocked.
I was digesting the information.
I was sitting there going like, he's like, your eyebrows were moving quite a bit, but you were. I was like, I was trying to make sense out of stuff. But all in all, I think it was a good episode.
Oh yeah,
I'm selling the show, aren't I?
I know. I always tell people it's going to resonate with who it can resonate, but
Yeah,
I'm with you. You need to be able to show your personality
yeah,
and show who you are. I mean, no one wants to hear want, 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 and
yeah,
just.
yeah.
I mean, that's one thing I always hated about school. It's like, okay, I could have read that myself out of the book. Let's just
Yeah,
let's just move
and if you're
on.
looking to just spit it back in the same way it was presented, that's not real understanding. That's not real learning. That's not mastery of the concepts. It's all of it. So
Yeah.
yeah, and I tell people all the time, I'm not everybody's acupuncturist. I think they don't expect a big loud guy. They expect somebody quiet and serene and all zen. And it's like, yeah, I can get zen, but no, we're doing work here.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy it.
Yeah. I remember one time when I had a trip well, I had physical therapy. They were doing the dry needling.
Mm.
And at least the guy had a sense of humor and he goes, "Oh, good. Just what I need." He goes, "I just watched on YouTube how to do this." I'm
I
like, "Wow,
you
I
know
love
I'll take a shot at him. He probably did.
it."
Their training is ridiculously low for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I'm in military, so it was one of the
Yeah,
military
it's
doctors,
whatever
but
you're gonna
I'm
do
just
anyway.
like,
Yeah,
at least he had a sense of humor. I'm like, well, let's
but
give
tell
this a
him tell
shot.
him I'm doing a lecture for the Department of Defense, August 14th, palliative care lecture
Palliative
at
care.
8:15 in the morning.
Yeah, well, there you go. So, Tom, what is something that you definitely want everybody to know from all of this?
Oh God, from all this.
Well,
Yeah,
we got more to go into, but I mean, what's the most important thing you want them to leave with?
look for traditional safe therapies that actually have clinical value and start incorporating them into your life. It's going to make a profound impact that hopefully you sidestep things later down the road.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm always for holistic, traditional, whatever you want to call it. I'd rather do
Hmm.
that than have all the whole list of side effects. We've all seen the commercials. Oh, this cures this. And then it could blah, 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 blah. And they rattle it off so fast. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, you either catch risk of death or whatever. I'm like, yeah, no, it's okay. I'll stick with,
Mm.
I'll stick with what I got. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, no, I love that you're doing that and getting out there. And obviously you're really easy to talk to and fun to talk to, I would
Well,
say. So
why not? Why take it so seriously? It's just life.
yeah, life's too short to take that stuff seriously. So what is the best way for people to connect with you?
Oh yeah. Very simply, let's give you my clinic's homepage. You got links there to everything. Charm City Integrative TIVE.com. And that will link you to connect with me. If you are in the Baltimore area and want to make an appointment, you can do that there. You can learn about all our services. We spent a lot of time putting a lot of education up because we want people to understand why we're doing the things we're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, we go into a lot more detail about how it helps reduce inflammation,
Mm-hmm.
um, helps boost the immune. We go into a lot more detail coming up on
Yeah,
Monday.
yeah.
So you'll definitely want to catch that. If you have not already subscribed to Mindful Mondays with Laura Cross, it's with the YouTube channel, or you can catch it on E360 TV. I highly recommend that you do it because we have a great time. We get the information out there, but we have a great time. As you can tell, we have fun. But I definitely want to encourage anyone to reach out and talk with Tom. If you're curious, get his book. We'll put all the links in the comments so you'll know exactly how to get a hold of that. His book, which I think you said they can order a cupping kit from that as
Yeah,
well.
well, yeah, I would say just go online.
Just go online. Yeah.
We were gonna ship them, and then I'm like, no, they're too easy to get everywhere. Yeah, don't even bother. Go pick one you like. You can get different colors, different sizes. We talk about all that in the book. Just get something you feel comfortable with.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So, Dr. Tom, I want to thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank
And
you for having me.
yeah, and for having it's I look forward to it. As I was to say, it was like I said, it's a fun episode, and I love
Mm.
what you're doing with the holistic healing. So
Oh, thank
definitely,
you.
if you are struggling with inflammation or any kind of chronic pain, stuff like that, definitely want to reach out to them and get the book, the cupping book, because that is actually pretty a cool therapy of how that works too.
Hmm.
So thank you all for joining us, and we will see you all again next time.